Happy Friday. Here in Portersville, California, I am waiting day 2 for this citrus load. Figured I'd go ahead and enjoy a pipe. I'm going to be enjoying Rattray's 7 Reserve that has been aging in a jar of mine for almost 2 years, something like that. In my original review of this blend, I discuss how the tin did not have an original sealed date on it. I had to guess based on its distributor, which is listed on the tin, was probably sealed sometime after 2010, but before 2020. I know that's a pretty expansive time range, but it's something, right? At any rate, now I'm going to see what a little bit of extra age has done to it. I'm going to be enjoying it in my Randy Wiley pipe, since I'm not currently driving and I don't have to clench this behemoth. Oh, there's no need for me to really pack this thing super full. I think I'm gonna have 3/4 of this bowl. That should be sufficient. Considering its size, it's 3/4 of this is still 2 of my smaller pipes. No? Okay. Notes of leathery campfire. Quite enjoyable, especially in the morning. And it's brisk. It's low 50s or maybe upper 40s. This temperature range is what I remember of Oregon. Except less sun, more rain. With English blends, when you age them, they tend to not change their flavor profile too much. Other than just becoming a little more mild. I feel like that's what this blend did. It just became more mild, and perhaps the flavor is a little more homogeneous, maybe? They've just blended better. Upon the first quarter of the bowl, I am actually pleasantly surprised as I'm approaching the halfway point. Oh, I can't turn it off, because if I turn anything off in my truck, it's an event recording that Stevens notices, and they'll call me, and they'll be like, hey, you need to make sure this thing is on, and you need to make sure this setting is correct, and yada, yada, yada. That's one of the biggest drawbacks of being a company driver, is that every little thing you do is micromanaged. Understandably, I get it, because it's, money, it's their money. They have to make sure everything's proper. But it's at the expense of my convenience. How dare they? Yeah, it's that kind of the leathery campfire profile that I've been describing is becoming a little more intense as I approach the midway point. I always forget how well this pipe smokes. I seem to have lucked out with my pipe acquisitions. I spent a pretty penny on this, and I bought this pipe way back in 20... Oh shit, it must have been 2009? It was either 8, 9, or 10. No, it wasn't 10. Definitely 8 or 9. And I'm now gravitating towards 2009. I think that's when I purchased this. I wish they would have put the year. The only thing he carved out in terms of numbers is 60, so I'm not sure what that means. Grain quality or some shit? I don't know. Just work here. I don't know what's going on. Another characteristic of this blend is that it burns pretty evenly. The pipe might have something to do with this, but it is burning down to a nice gray ash. Not a lot of it is being DOTTLIZED. DOTTLIZED! We don't DOTTLIZE anything in this truck. There's some earthy notes that are coming through as well. We got to the point where I have to dump out some of the ash. As I'm approaching the last quarter of the bowl, more of a zestier version of the leather is presenting itself, but the general flavor profile, the leather, the earthy tones, they're all still present. It's like a really fresh leather jacket. It's got that kind of retrohale characteristic. Oh, towards the bottom there's a little bit of dark fruit exposing itself down there. Yeah, a little bit of dried fruit. But I kind of also suspect that might be from the mingling of flavor profiles from previous tobaccos that have deposited their residues, primarily other aromatics. So I'm sure that's contributing to some of this, little tanginess happening in the background. I like it though. So perhaps the first half of most bowls is where you're most likely getting the most accurate representation of the flavor profiles in a blend. Maybe. I don't know. Just a thought. I guess ideally, you'd make a more accurate analysis of a blend if you were to dedicate one pipe to that blend for some period of time. allowing that pipe to not only accumulate its oils, tars, and flavors and all that crap, but also to allow the pipe to accumulate the cake from that blend specifically, which would then contribute to a more enjoyable smoke. When I first started this hobby, I had this like romanticized vision of me doing that, like me having enough money, first of all, to be able to purchase a pipe for every, first it was for every style of tobacco. Like I would have a pipe dedicated to Englishes or a pipe dedicated to aromatics and so on and so forth. I remember purchasing a lot of different kinds of tobaccos, and I was like, oh, I need to really like appreciate this blend. I need to like dedicate one pipe to it. I got really gung-ho about trying to dedicate one pipe to one blend. And considering how many blends there are, and there were back then, especially with all the McClellan blends that I just absolutely adored, let's just say I didn't have enough money to purchase all those pipes. Since then, it's just been, I don't give a crap what blend I'm smoking at what pipe. I'm just going to enjoy smoking. And so far, for the most part, it's been a pleasant experience, but there have been times like this when I'm trying to do a review that perhaps some of the flavor profiles that I'm describing may not be true to the blend and are being mixed in with previous blends. So I guess one has to take that into account when listening to a tobacco review. So basically what I'm saying is this review is complete nonsense, fraught with descriptions that probably have nothing to do with this blend, actually. Really what I'm smoking in here is a mixture between 7 Reserve and 5 different other aromatics. I suppose just take it with a grain of salt, as you should with any blend, honestly, because everybody's chemistry is different. Based on these inconclusive results, I'm going to leave this review here for you to do what you will with it. I think another engine is about to start. My reefer, maybe. Ah, there it goes. So before all my engines start roaring up and drown everything out, thanks for watching, and until next time, may all of you have trucking pipe thoughts galore.